Aaron Rodgers can't help but to notice that the highest guaranteed dollars, what are we counting? We're counting guaranteed dollars in the NFL, is going to Patrick Mahomes, Deshaun Watson. Remember, it used to be like around 100, maybe a little bit more. Now you're talking about 150 million and better. But the way the NFL works is your guaranteed money is in your bonus. And the size of that bonus has not only to do with how good they think you are, but how long they think you can be good. Because the reason they're able to give you that money and stay under the cap, they prorate it over the number of years. If they think you can play great for 7 more years, the bonus is bigger. That's why running backs get killed at the end of their rookie deal. Oh, we only think you're going to be good for 2 or 3 years. We're not guaranteeing you more than 20 or 30 million, right? So Aaron Rodgers, they drafted up to take a quarterback when he was 37. Prove it to us that you're still great. He maybe had the best year of his career, MVP of the league. I'm still great. Pay me. Well, we're going to try and work out a contract extension. You better base that guarantee on the marketplace, because if it's under 150 million, well, it's because he's 38. He's not trying to hear that. And they're making a business decision. They're saying, yeah, but he's 38. Tom Brady's the only guy ever who did it at that age. So that's why, Stephen A., I'm saying business can feel personal, especially to the employee who's not being valued the way they think they should be. But guarantee him $150 million. Let's see what happens.
Just as a correction, he turns 38 December 2nd, just so you know.
Gotcha.
I got it.
Yeah, age 38 season.
You don't have your computer in front of you. I do. So I'm just letting you know that. That's number one. Number two, it's personal. And it's because I have spoken to folks, and I have heard about this. And I've been hearing about this for years. And some way along the line, when I say something enough times, you understand
read between the lines.
Read between the damn lines. I have spoken of it. It's personal. It's not to say that those things that you pointed out are inaccurate, because they are not. I understand it from a business perspective. But I keep emphasizing this. And I want to make sure everybody understands that what we're talking about, Molly, what we're talking about, Max, it's not just football. It's not just the business environment and what have you. You can take this to corporate America as well. It doesn't matter who you are. When you are a star and you deliver the goods, you expect to be treated that way. And if you're not treated that way because they want to give the facade or they want to give the impression, I remember when Greg Popovich would discipline or call out Tim Duncan, because he and Tim Duncan knew if you could do it to Tim Duncan, you had a license to do it to anybody else. I remember one time when Greg Popovich went into the shower and chewed out, Tony Parker in the shower. Okay, didn't even wait for him to get out the damn shower.
Watch this, everybody.
It happens, and everybody saw that kind of stuff. Aaron Rodgers is not a person that deserves to be treated like he's just anybody else. And the Green Bay Packers have gone about the business of doing exactly that. They have dismissed him. They have minimized him. They didn't take his opinion seriously enough. They have had the attitude, shut up and play. That's the attitude that they have conveyed towards him for years. And so you get a new coach that comes in. Now let's take into account Matt LaFleur, who, by the way, I don't dislike. I don't know him. And obviously his record speaks for itself. He's 26-6 in 2 years as the head coach, back-to-back 13-3 seasons, 2 trips to the NFC Championship game. But to be in the championship game, to take the ball out of Aaron Rodgers' hands, with Tom Brady waiting over on another sideline, only needing 2 first downs to secure a conference championship, that's egregious in and of itself. But to say, I never talked about it with Aaron Rodgers, never thought to, okay, which is what he said, it doesn't get more egregious than that. It's emblematic of what Aaron Rodgers has had to deal with, and he's tired of it, because when you see other guys around the league, it's not just that they're making money. It's how they're treated, how they're respected, how they're revered. And he doesn't get that in Green Bay by the organization. And at the end, you just reach a point where you say, you know what? I got options. I don't need to sit here and deal with this anymore. I could be happier elsewhere. And that's where he's at.
I hear you. And I hear the same thing, though not straight from the horse's mouth, but I hear the same thing when I talk to people. What I'm saying is, I'm not denying that he feels that way and that those things have gone on, and the record speaks for itself.
Yeah.
And also that the Packers need to reevaluate the way they make business decisions, because the importance of the quarterback has been elevated to the point where it ain't like the old days. Certain dudes like Brady and like Mahomes and like Rodgers, You can't just treat like they're regular players because they're not. They're different. They're like NBA superstars. What I'm saying is this. If the Packers picked up the phone and said, Aaron, we want to extend the deal, or called his agent, we want to extend the deal. Mahomes is getting guaranteed this $160. We want to guarantee you $165 million. We want to make you the biggest guarantee in the history of the NFL. My prediction is his personal feelings would change. In other words, it's not like what's the real when you negotiate with the company, with the team, and they put a number to your name, they are telling you that's exactly. And what do you think that number is right now?
I get where you're coming from, Max, but my retort would be this. Max Kellerman, here's the money that you asked for. Shut up and leave us alone. We don't want to hear from you. We don't want to talk to you. We will make the decisions about who the receivers are that you're going to throw the football to, who the tight ends are that you're going to throw the football to, who the offensive lineman that you're going to throw the football to, the running back that you're going to hand the football off. We don't want to hear a damn word you have to say. You want your money? Fine. This is what it is.
You listening?
What I'm saying to you is for me, Max, I would take less to go someplace else where I'm more valued. I'm not saying I would go broke. I'm not saying that I would want to be, significantly less.
Respect.
But respect matters. And when somebody treats you like I've paid you, now shut up and go do your job, and that's it. When you're trying to win. Now, if you're a player that don't care about winning and all you want is the bag, then that's different. But if you care about winning, and
but they are winning,
and people not in his eyes. Remember the one Super Bowl ring.
That's some of that's on him.
Of course, some of it is on him. But when you look at an MVP, one of the greatest quarterbacks ever, you can't put it on him like that. Sure. At the end of it, it's the organization. And if an organization that you work with, the people who employ you, have the attitude, we're paying you, shut up and go do your job and leave us alone. You do not want to work for those people.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.